Should do like the influencer intro, be like, I got this. Straight to the point. Was a Valentine gift from someone very special. So let's try it out. That's why I'm not an influencer. Before testing out the POSCA acrylic markers, I'm going to sketch out a drawing. I do wonder who it looks like. Just a little bit of that, and then a little bit of the nose, and some grass, some clouds, so I can just test out some colors. We gotta start with that green, that juicy looking green, to cover the whole grass, just all over it. Doing literally a voiceover for this. Bear with me. I really wish you guys could hear the sound of this acrylic markers. It's so satisfying. And the great thing about these is you can literally go, because they're acrylic markers, you can go with your brush and some water, just smooth things out a little bit if there are corners that you couldn't reach with the acrylic markers. And then I just took some purple and went to the clouds to give some undertone. This was really my first time using it, so in between I had to like shake them and press them down so the ink could come out, which was pretty, yeah. I wanted to blend them so badly, but I was like, it looks promising, but then again, I was like, okay, that does not look very good, but maybe it's just something I need to get used to, and I didn't know how this would have turned out, to be honest. So nice. Doesn't this like give you a bit of meditation, you know? Just not thinking at all, just doing. Now time for the blue, for the sky. This is so satisfying. Just literally every corner. It's also so very smooth, literally. Then I was thinking of like, like a white little speckies in the bluish. I didn't want to be like pure blue, but just a little bit like the cloud fades. So I just blended it a little bit with the beige and with the baby blue kind of color. Picked up some like light green just to give that, I don't know how to call it actually. Just the thing is, like, when you draw, you don't really think much, you just do, and you just build up the layers over and over again. It's like you know what to do, but when it comes to explaining, it's a bit hard, at least for me. I do have to say this, when drawing with these markers, I first had to, because they dry pretty fast, but you don't want to immediately start with a new color on that layer. You just wait a little bit, start on another one before starting with a new color on that layer, so you can have the maximum effect. At this stage I did feel a bit more confident in the acrylic markers, just like finishing touches here and there, could really see it come to life after building all those layers. My favorite part, every field I believe needs to have some color, and a color that comes from flowers. Had to go for like a pinkish reddish kind of color to really cut through all the green and the yellow and the blue. Sometimes I'm always hesitant to, when I add more detail, it turns out more ugly than it did before, so I have to be very careful about that sometimes. A very thin line is that. Finally starting on the cat after I've done the background, because I didn't want to paint the grass over it. I still wasn't very happy with the clouds, and so after the cat I just decided to go over it again and try again with the mixing, but this time a little bit less coloring and more stronger tones, if I could name it like that. So before I said like you have to wait a little bit before the layer dries before starting with the new color, because this is what happens if you go with a new color on the first layer that hasn't dried yet. It really mixes immediately. The blending still didn't give me a lot of satisfaction when I only did it with acrylic, so I just used my brush with water just to smooth things over a bit more and give it that really cloud effect. After I was a bit happy with the coloring, I just went over it with white color again to really just sharpen the lines of the clouds a little bit more. Before, when I was painting the clouds, I accidentally smudged a little bit of his ears, but now I was like, but now I'm gonna fix it again with the brown lining, just make it a bit more sharper and a bit like shade, some eyes, some personality staring into the nothingness, and then give the grass a little bit more form, just going over with some like black, but not too much. Yeah, I think we're getting close to the end, just finishing touches here and there, and then voila, ta-da! Pretty, isn't it? Beautiful markers, but very expensive though.